Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. ICC and fan craze are here today to celebrate the 12-year anniversary of India's Cricket World Cup triumph in 2011 and the hero of that day, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. On behalf of the ICC and fan craze, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to our special guests this evening, Mike Hussey and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, along with members of the media who are present in the flesh and also online, and fans and the Cricketers community. Welcome to everyone. We hope you enjoy this evening. Today is the anniversary, as I said, of the 2011 Cricket World Cup victory for India. What better way, what better day to take a look at the visual identity for the 2023 edition with fan emotion sitting at the heart of it. And then we've also got the main event, which will celebrate the heart of the glory that was brought to India back in 2011 on this very day. Fan craze, as the world's leading digital cricket collectible platform, is the exclusive partner with the ICC, the ACC, IPL teams CSK, DC, SRH, RR and LSG, with over 30 marquee players, including Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Jonty Rhodes, Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and so many more. Present today, we also have the CEO of Fancraze, Anshum Bhamri, and the head of ICC Digital, Finn Bradshaw, who are here to present MS Dhoni with a very special ICC Digital collectible of that iconic winning moment that is forever etched in every Indian cricket fan's memory. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Control of Cricket for India and the International Cricket Council, it is my pleasure to set the stage for the visual identity of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023. An identity that we hope fans globally perceive as vibrant, dynamic, and fitting of the pinnacle event in men's one-day international cricket. But don't just take my word for it. We've got a short video with a very familiar voice to give you an accurate picture of what's coming in the months to follow. So please pay attention to the screen.
The sun is rising on a nation, incredibly vibrant and culturally rich. As the sights of the sporting world turn to one of its greatest stages, India welcomes us to join in with an exhilarating mix of heritage, diversity, expression, passion, and energy. For many Indians, it's their first love. It's not just a sport, it's an emotion. They call the 9 emotions we experience in the theatre of life the Navras. The ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 will celebrate its own Navras through the emotions of joy, power, respect, pride, bravery, glory, anguish, wonder, and passion. Inspired by the ancient Indian tradition of woodblock printing, emerges an identity that aims to capture the essence of cricket in India and bring this World Cup to life one emotion at a time. At the heart of our identity sits the iconic Men's Cricket World Cup trophy. An uplifting nod to the 10 nations that will compete for it and the millions of fans who will unite in celebration of cricket. We can't wait to welcome the greatest cricketers and fans in the world with open arms and hearts. To welcome our colours into every stadium. As we witness legends being born and the absolute best cricket has to offer in one day. To welcome every emotion and sense coming alive. To welcome the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup India 2023.
We've definitely got something very exciting to look forward to at the end of the year. But talking about those 9 powerful emotions, I can think of so many more that we all felt as fans when we watched that Cricket World Cup 2011 final. I would now like to invite Anshum Bhamri, CEO of Fancraze, to come up on stage and help us take a deeper dive into one of those emotions, glory, which we're celebrating here today.
Thank you, Sanjana. Thanks. Hi, everyone. A big thank you to MS and Hus for being here. Finn, thanks a lot for coming for the occasion and also for choosing FanCraze as your digital collectibles partner. Thank you to the Cryptos community for making it here. And I also know some of you are watching this on the live stream. Thank you to the CSK fan army. I wanted to take you down memory lane. Just 18 months ago, Sundar, Kushagra and I were starting FanCraze. And we had 3 principles that were guiding us. First and foremost, we wanted to build a destination where fans could own a piece of their favorite cricketers. And this would be done digitally, either via owning a digital moment, or owning a player card, or owning an avatar or some other kind of digital asset. I think second to us was the ability for the first time in cricket and also in global sport to create a direct economic relationship between the fan and the game. The game here represented by a federation like the ICC, a team like the Chennai Super Kings, or a player like MS Dhoni. Third was something that was very unique. Sundar said something to me that resonated and has stayed with me till today. Cricketers and sportsmen in general create moments of magic on the field that live in the heads of their fans for years and years to come. Unfortunately, unlike other spheres of art like painting or music, the creators don't own their art. They don't own the magic that they create. FanCraze had an opportunity as the digital collectibles partner of the ICC and a host of other premier cricket organizations to make this come to life. Today is just the first, but in our view, the biggest step in this direction. We all have grown up watching cricket, and we've all idolized some moments. I'm sure for some in the room, Kapil Dev lifting the trophy is what got them hooked to the game. I know my idol, Sachin's moment to get into the game as a 10-year-old was that. For a lot of us, it was MS lifting the trophy first in 2007 and then in 2011. And we're here to celebrate that moment, and we're giving to MS what truly is his. The art today returns to the creator, and this is a world first in cricket. So thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Anshum. Well, we heard from Anshum, and now from someone who has seen it all, the voice behind the celebrated winning moment of the Cricket World Cup 2011, who has a very special message for MS Dhoni.
Well, hi, MS. Many congratulations. I believe it's going to be a special day for you in Chennai as you receive a digital collectible from FanCraze. And for obvious reasons, it's 12 years since you created history, helping India win that second World Cup after 28 years. And, my memory goes back so clearly, to that very day when you hit that 6 to take India, past the finish line and win that World Cup for the second time. And, it's one of those glorious, epic moments in Indian cricket that the world will not forget. And, everyone who watched that game will never forget that innings of yours, because to lead from the front under pressure and then to pull off an innings like that and finish it off the way you did was something special. So it's 12 years since that day. I think, like I mentioned, the world remembers it. I remember it very, very clearly. All I can say is what you did on that day was something simply special. It'll be etched in the memory of every Indian supporter who supports this game of cricket and acknowledged globally for sure. So many congratulations. Well done. Have a great day. It's 12 years, but it seems like yesterday.
I don't know about you, but hearing Ravi Shastri talk about that match even today gives me goosebumps. But it's time for what we're here for. Can I please invite MS Dhoni on stage and also Anshum to present MS with his special ICC digital collectible. This rare digital collectible is one of only 7 mints to honor the World Cup winning moment of 2011. Serial number 7 of this legendary moment is being presented to MS Dhoni this evening, since number 7 is now and forever synonymous with the man himself in Indian cricket.
I think the internet.
Technology doesn't seem to be our best friend at the moment. Yes. That's all right. We'll wait a little bit longer.
We can get to the Q&A.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is one of the 7 mints in the world which will have that iconic 6 that MS Dhoni hit to lift the World Cup for India the second time. I would like to invite Finn on stage to say a few words now.
Thank you. Such an honour to be here today to represent the ICC. Thanks to Ansham and Sundar for having me along, and thanks to MS and Mike for being here today. At the ICC, we're really lucky to be the stewards of cricket, and one of the things that I think separates cricket from other sports is that it's always evolving on and off the field. It's always innovating both the way the game's played, but also the way it's consumed, whether that's through broadcast or other means of fan engagement. And at the ICC, we're constantly thinking about how can we use technology to get fans closer to the game they love. And when we first started looking at blockchain technology, I was really excited by this idea that fans could own a bit of the game. As Ansham said earlier, we know that fandom is rooted in players and moments. For most of you in the room, it was probably 1983, but for me, it was 1987. Alan Border's, unsung heroes winning the moment. My favourite player at the time was Mike Valletta, so to see him perform in the final was amazing, but then it sort of passed. And so for us to now allow fans to be able to mark their fandom through ownership of things like NFTs, like on their FanCraze platform, I think really is a new era of fandom. And it's been an absolute pleasure to work with FanCraze to develop this. From the moment I first met Ansham over a fairly, late night Zoom link, I always knew we had a really shared vision of how we wanted to use this new technology to create new experiences for fans. And so now to be able to take that to the next level and to be able to present that to the players involved in those moments is all the more special. So now I'd like to ask, on behalf of the ICC, if Mike Hussey could come up on stage so we can promote... Oh, sorry. To come up on stage, and he'll have a chat with MS Dhoni.
All right, thank you, Finn. MS Dhoni, a man that needs no introduction, but we've also got with us today a man that has played against and with MS Dhoni through his career. He's now part of MS's team's coaching staff, but don't forget, he's a legend in his own right. Mr. Cricket, Mike Hussey. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. We're just going to wait till the setup is done. Mike, how does it feel being back in India, being back in Chennai after such a long time to be able to play a game?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. I love coming back to India, and I love coming, obviously, back to Chennai. It's been so long since we've been able to play a game at Chepauk Stadium, so I know the players and all the coaching staff are really excited about the match coming up, but I'm sure the fans are going to be even more excited. So we're looking forward to having a completely packed house, making lots of noise, lots of yellow shirts, and I know it'll really lift the players. It'll lift them up, and hopefully they can put in a great show.
We're talking about the 2011 World Cup. Back then in the quarterfinals, Australia took on India and a very vocal home support. What was the feeling in the Australian camp before that encounter?
Yeah, it was some bad memories really for us, unfortunately. But no, it was obviously a great game. I think Ricky Ponting, we batted first and he made a magnificent century, and we felt as though we had a good chance because the pitch was deteriorating quite a bit. But I think to India's credit, that they batted beautifully. They chased down the target. I think throughout that whole World Cup, there was just a bit of a sense of something special in that Indian team. You know, throughout their whole campaign, I think some teams can really buckle under the pressure of playing a World Cup in front of home fans. But I got the sense that this Indian team, they almost embraced it and enjoyed that experience all the way along the way. I thought they played some outstanding cricket, deserved to be there, in the final and to win the final. I think it was they were fitting victors. Unfortunately, they beat us along the way in the quarterfinals, but I think the better team won on the day.
MS, as you went into that encounter, you were taking on the defending champions, a team that had won this cup 3 times before. Was there ever a daunting feeling before you took to the field?
Well, if you're playing Australia, when it comes to the ICC events, most of the teams, who are participating are very good teams. Amongst them also, if you talk about Australia, they're one team that doesn't really give up. That doesn't mean that other teams do, but they're known for that. Irrespective of what the situation is, they play very tough cricket till the end. Till the result is not out. So we all knew it will be a big challenge. We didn't have a lot of emphasis on the stats. Stats can really help you at times, but also stats are meant to be broken. And one of the biggest thing was to break the fact that none of the host teams till that point of time had won a World Cup. So that in itself was big. So you always, you pick and choose, and you could say, fair enough, Australia is a very strong team, but we were able to beat them in the CB series. It's not very often that, you are able to beat an Australian team in Australia, especially if it's a 3-match final series and, you don't get into the last game of the tournament. So we all knew what needs to be done, and we all knew that it won't come easy. When it comes to Australia, it will never come easy. Then losing the toss on a wicket, slightly on the slower side. So yeah, you knew, it's a tough script where everybody will have to contribute. You'll have to be at your best, and it was a tough game. They batted really well on that wicket to get score that was maybe a par plus score, and a lot was needed from our side to get those runs. So, fortunate to be on the winning side, but I think it was the hard work that was put in.
Also, this was an Australian side that hadn't been beaten in knockout games since 1996. But going back to that match, 261 was the target. At one point, India were 187 for 5. Did you ever feel, we've got this one in the bag?
No, never felt that at all. I think, as MS said, it was a really hard-fought game, and it sort of ebbed and flowed. I think India got off to a pretty good start in the run chase. Gambier batted well. I think Sehwag batted well. Sachin batted well as well. Then we managed to pick up a few wickets along the way, and it was probably in the balance. But I think Yuvraj was just having, an amazing tournament, and he took the game away from us at the end. I think it was Suresh Raina at the end to help India towards that victory target. And they scored so quickly on a pitch that was really deteriorating and turning quite a lot. I was just amazed at how well they played under that enormous pressure in a big game like a quarter-final to be able to just take the game away from us in such a, I guess, disciplined and professional manner. It was just a phenomenal performance. And so, yeah, we were very deflated, by the end of it and disappointed, obviously, to lose. But obviously full credit to the Indian team because they deserved to win that match.
MS, how much belief did you get from that Yuvraj Singh-Suresh Raina partnership? How did the dressing room feel when things started to take off?
Well, we were quite confident of the fact that, if we play to our potential, we'll win the tournament. It was very simple. The toughest thing would be, how to be calm, how to make sure that the strongest playing 11 is available. We had experienced people in the side, which meant they have been playing international cricket for a long time. Most of them were playing all the 3 formats, so which means the wear and tear of the body was there. So, our biggest challenge was to keep them fresh and at the same time injury-free. So we knew if we are able to manage that, and if we are playing to 80-90% of the potential that we have, we will win the tournament. And, we were glad we were able to. And we never questioned ourselves. Irrespective of the opposition we played, the condition or wherever the match was, we were not questioning ourselves. We kept it very nice, we kept it very calm, and we said, we know what needs to be done. We have played this format for a very long time. We had a settled team before the start of the tournament and said, keep performing your role and responsibility and will the game.
After that match against Australia came the semi-final against Pakistan. How did you and the team cut out the noise that is usually associated with these high-profile games?
Well, the noise is always there, whenever India and Pakistan are playing. And everybody has faced it in the sense, when I said, they were experienced players in the side, which means they have been playing for a very long time, and some of them are part of the 2003 World Cup, some of them, later on in various series that they have played or ICC events. So they knew how to handle it. The only thing different was, it was happening in India. So, of course, there was a bit more noise about it. And, when you know what is coming, so you go in a press conference, if you're playing Pakistan, the first question that is asked is something of the sort. And so, you know what is really expected of you. And we said we'll keep it very simple whenever it comes to Pakistan. Anyways, everything gets amplified by 10 to 15%. Even when you say that, okay, there's nothing really, we want to keep it as simple as possible, still, it will escalate by 10, 15%. And as a professional, you don't want anything beyond it, because it becomes slightly more difficult to manage, and, you want to concentrate on the process. And when you start taking, when you are a bit more anxious, when you're carrying a bit more burden on your head, to execute your plans is slightly difficult, to keep it simple becomes difficult. So we said, we don't want to talk a lot about it, but at the same time, we wanted to absorb whatever was coming to us, because there was no way that these questions won't be asked. It's like a high-valued cricket match, and we all know that this is something that will happen, and we just embraced it. We said, okay, let it flow the way it wants to flow.
And if that match was high value, the grand finale followed. India waited 28 years to get their hands on that ODI World Cup, and the whole nation wanted to win it for another reason, as a tribute to a certain Sachin Tendulkar, who was 22 years into his legendary career. It didn't get much bigger than this.
It never gets bigger than that. And, the main thing is, what I always firmly believe in is, keep your eyes on the target, keep it as simple as possible. Once you have achieved it, that's a time when you can enjoy it to the fullest. And the moment you start thinking a lot about, why you want to win it, you start focusing more on the result, that's a time, start mounting undue pressure on yourself. Yes, we all almost knew that it was Paji's last 50-over World Cup. And, throughout the tournament, we had that feeling that we want to do it for him. But at the same time, often you have something going in your mind where you said, God has given him everything. At times just, God keeps one thing away from every individual. Is it that, 50-over World Cup, that God has decided that he will keep with himself? But we said, we'll try our best. We'll make sure that we are giving 100%, when it comes to all the cricket matches, and we'll accept the results. So at the end, very happy to be on the winning side, but it took a lot from the full team. And the support staff, they played a very vital role.
You were part of the winning side. You were part of the winning moment. Let's talk about that last moment of victory. What were the emotions, thoughts when you saw that ball flying into the stands?
A sense of satisfaction. Oh, yes, we have achieved it, done. That monkey is off the back. But again, the best feeling was actually 15, 20 minutes before. We didn't need a lot of runs. The partnership was well placed, there was a lot of dew, and the stadium started singing Vande Mataram. That atmosphere, I feel, is very difficult to recreate. Maybe in this World Cup, there's a similar scenario, and once the stadium, the fans start contributing like that, it's a very difficult one to replicate. But it can only be replicated if the occasion is similar to that, and there are like 40, 50, or 60,000 people, who are singing it. So to me, it was not the winning moment. It was actually 15, 20 minutes before that, when emotionally I was very high. And at the same time, I wanted to get done with it, because we knew that, we will win this from here on. It was very difficult for us to lose. So yes, it was more of a sense of satisfaction. Yes, job done. Let's move on from here.
India's best 12th man, the fans. Undoubtedly so. A big round of applause for each one of you in the stadium today. What inspired that iconic bat twirl?
No, it just happened on its own. No, it wasn't planned. It just went up. It started moving on its own. In fact, after that, as is a trend, when you go for some endorsement work, they want to capitalize on the most recent thing. And one of that was, why don't you do the same celebration? I was like, why don't you create a World Cup? There's some things that are left at the ground. And it's actually very funny when you do a lot of endorsement work, they want you to have that thing, in your eye when you're playing a shot. And then it starts getting diluted. They're like, we want that focus. I'm like, fair enough, but where's the ball? You have to focus on something. Yeah. Then the second question will be, you play your shot, you try to fake it, and you play your shot. Then be like, the bat actually moved too fast, so it's a bit blurred, so can you slow it down? I'm like, you are taking everything away from me, but you want the same situation. I'm like, why don't you just use it from the game? That's the best expression you will get, because we are not expressing ourselves there. It just comes naturally. So, yeah, that's how it is.
Mike, you've known MS for a number of years. You've worked with him for a number of years. What, according to you, makes him the man for the big moment?
I think, well, there's so many different things. But probably, obviously, everyone knows how cool he is under pressure and calm under pressure. I think that's probably one thing that stands out. I think the great thing that I've observed is that you've got a great ability to take pressure off people by just helping them relax, helping them just to go out there and play the game. Some days you win, some days you don't, and I think that's a very good skill, particularly in a place like India, to make people feel really comfortable, back them, to go out there and execute their skills. And some days it works out for you and some days it doesn't. So I think that's probably a really good skill that he's had over the years.
Winning that World Cup, bringing it home to India in 2011, what impact do you think that has left on Indian cricket?
Well, if you talk about Indian cricket, it's constantly evolving. Not to forget, there are lots of rule changes that keep on happening. The way cricket is played, where the average fitness of the team was in 2011, if you compare it to where it is now. So we have constantly moved up, and I feel that's what really happens. And a big, as cricketers, we need a big round of applause to go to the fans also, because, ultimately you want the fans to appreciate cricket. We cricketers, we are like, performing in a circus. We want to have that stadium that is full of fans, crowd that is chanting for you or for the team, irrespective of which team they are supporting. So let's say we go to Australia. We want the fans to support Australia, but when it comes to the Indian fans, they are everywhere. So the plus point with the Indian cricket team playing is we'll have a percentage of fans wherever we are playing. You make us play in Australia, you make us play in New Zealand or West Indies, everywhere. So I always felt that, fans are the real power behind, pushing the cricket team, to keep evolving, keep getting better. Yes, then comes the administrators, BCCI is there, ICC is there, and the team management. Ultimately, what is important is to have a clear picture. We want to be here when it comes to the fitness levels. These are the rule changes that have been implemented in the last couple of years. So how we need to change our cricket. A lot of things have changed. 2011 reverse sweep was an entity that you would hardly see. And today, a lot of times, you'll ask, oh, do you play a reverse sweep? And you're not really surprised when the guy says, yeah, I play it a bit. So a lot has changed when it comes to cricket. And what the 2011 World Cup did, it's quite similar to the 83 one, where, the fans start believing even more in the team, that yes, we are winning the ICC trophies, we are winning the big tournaments, and we want to continue doing that. So I feel it's like a spark that is really needed every time and again, for the fans to keep backing the team, and for the cricketers to keep improving themselves, keep improvising how they play cricket.
Wonderfully put. MS, Mike, thank you so much for taking this little walk down memory lane with us. But it is time now to present MS with the digital collectible of the evening, the winning moment from the Cricket World Cup of 2011. I'd like to invite Anshum and Finn on stage once again.
Apologies for that. Just click play. It'll work. It just takes some time.
A quick reminder, only 7 minutes of this iconic moment exist as ICC's digital collectibles. One of them is being presented to MS Dhoni today with the serial number 7 because 7 is synonymous with him.
Absolutely magnificent. Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years. The parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
Well, he's demolished it. He really has. 91 from 79 deliveries. MS Dhoni, 8 fours, 2 sixes. Look at the scenes here. Great joy for the one KD. Great joy, you would say, all over India. They've been magnificent. This has been a super game of cricket.
And here it is. The last hit of the day was the biggest hit of the day by the captain, MS Dhoni, who cleared the fence by a long, long way. And that was the end. It was when India became world champions. He saw his team home with Yuvraj Singh, and what a special moment for the Indian team.
Undoubtedly a moment that is going to be etched in our memory forever. But Finn, I believe there's another digital collectible that we're presenting to MS tonight.
Yes, obviously the other one was number 7, the number you wore with such pride. But there was another very important number on that day, and of course that was 91, the runs that you scored in that great chase. And so we'd also like to present with you the number 91 collectible of that moment.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years. The parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
Well, he's demolished it. He really has. 91 from 79 deliveries. MS Dhoni, 8 fours, 2 sixes. Look at the scenes here. Great joy for the one KD. Great joy, you would say, all over India. They've been magnificent. This has been a super game of cricket.
And here it is. The last hit of the day was the biggest hit of the day by the captain, MS Dhoni, who cleared the fence by a long, long way. And that was the end. It was when India became world champions. He saw his team home with Yuvraj Singh, and what a special moment for the Indian team.
Watching that moment twice over is not enough. I'm sure everyone present in the audience can watch it 5 more times, am I right? All right, it's time now, as we are looking back at a few memories, to create some new ones. It's time for a photo with all 4 of the gentlemen present on stage. Amazing. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us up on stage. And thank you to MS Dhoni and Mike Hussey for joining us this evening at this very special event. Remember that digital collectibles are available on Crictos.com, so start to build your collection of official ICC digital collectibles on the website. Head there right now after we're done with this and start to build your favorite iconic moments and make them your very own. But thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, Finn. Thank you, Sundar. Anshum?
One final note.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sanjana. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming here. MS, just wanted to say one last thing. This moment is now owned by MSD. As you can see it there, every single person in the world can go on this link and verify that there are only 2 copies of this moment as of today, number 7, number 91, the most iconic cricket moment in our times, now belong to MS Dhoni. So a big hand for that. And this is just an Easter egg for the people in the room and the live stream. This is MS's account. It's gotten created today. Let's see how many people email him. Thank you.
I also hear there are 5 more of these mints that will be up for grabs very soon.
Yes, there are 5 more, and we will be unveiling them one by one. As you know, these are collectibles. Lots of people are going to want them. So let's see how we can come up with a strategy to give them away. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anshum. On behalf of the ICC and FanCraze, I'd like to thank everyone present here for joining us this evening, for taking out the time and being part of this event. Be sure to grab some refreshments on your way out. And that's it from us here at ICC and FanCraze. Thank you.